This video is to replace dead keys. This is an older CVP-65. So this key, as you can see, it's sunk down, and then there's another one over here somewhere. This one's not as bad. We'd replaced a couple of the keys. And then another issue is like this one right here. You'll see it raises up slower. You can see it. So I'll show you how to fix that also. Take it apart. There's a couple screws as far as on this model up underneath that you take out. They're right in here, and then this whole thing pivots on some hinges that are on the back of it. Okay, come in closer. Now you have to take out this front panel here, which is not a lot of screws on that. Okay. It catches on these, and then also on your floppy drive, at least on this model. There's one of these that's going to be a little tug, and then you want to pull that out. And then it should slide back. There's screws right down in there. In 4 spots. So you just got to take all those out. The next thing is you're going to have to take these 2 off on the edges. Just 1 screw on each of these. Hold this down. And there's one on the other side. Catches, the other one has the power button, so you got to be careful for the power cable. This is where you got to kind of, because it's all tied up here, so I'm gonna move that under. Get out of the way. Now there's going to be 4 more screws underneath. They have to take out the larger ones. I don't know if you can see them or not. They're a little larger pan head. The next deal is you basically have to flip the whole keyboard up, and having somebody's hand is kind of nice, but if you can do it, you gotta pull these out. That's how they kind of come out. They're pretty easy to figure out which ones they need to go back in because they're the right sizes. 2 bottom ones are larger than the top ones. You just have to kind of pull the little keyboard out. There's kind of the first step. This is on the top of the keyboard. And then that spring, you have to get it to click into here, into that little notch. And then it also has to be into the notch on here. Like I said, every time you press that key, it adjusts this. So then it's going to chew into that plastic, and the further it chews in, the less spring it has. So actually the spring's not bad when you see sinking keys. So this is very tricky to get this all back in. There's a spring down here. If you can get a flat head under it, it's kind of easier if you push the key down. Get a flat head under that spring, and then you push it up and release the tension on it, and that'll come out. Just be careful you don't put too much tension on it, it'll break. And then the key just kind of pushes up and out. And to put the new key in, you just back in first, And it just clicks right in. Then the fun part is getting this spring back inside there. You'll know when you get it because this top black thing will get some tension on it, and then it won't, just like that. And then you just kind of push it in and just make sure that it's all the way back into its kind of notch there. And these are used keys, but new to this keyboard that we're putting in. It looks like it held pretty good there. So you can kind of see that we're using this straight edge just to have a good idea of how sunk keys are. So looks like we're good. This is a tricky part to get this back in. You can take all these screws out to do this, but I found I can do it without doing that. You kind of make sure that this black piece is lined up, and if you look at the top, if you can kind of hold this in so it doesn't go anywhere on you. And then this is kind of a game of getting the feel of it. You'll know when you're onto it. Like right now, I just felt that I got onto it. One way you can tell is if you pull on this black thing, you'll feel the tension on the spring. You'll feel a little pressure on there. So now that next part is you just put in the new key, which slip in the back first. So you got to make sure that this part goes over that. And then putting them in is way easy because it just kind of clicks in really simple. You'll hear a little, and that's all there is to it. So then the next part is you just have to slide this in, and this kind of kills your fingers. But as long as you get it in, and sometimes I'll just push on it on both sides, make sure it's in taut. And then there you are.